go to James Cole. You fire away, James.
Hi, Jonny. Good to see you. How is everyone? And particularly, how's Moeen doing?
Yeah, as far as I know, everyone's all right. Mo seems to be holding up okay as well, so that's great news. Obviously, his health is the number one priority at this moment in time. So no, he's got a lot of support with the whole group as Mo, and yeah, as far as everyone's aware, he's doing well.
And it must be tough for him, not least because he obviously he's feeling some effects, but he's isolating. Are you guys able to stay in touch with him and keep his morale up?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we've got WhatsApp and everything like that. So staying in touch through those means of the technology where we have ready available to us these days. But no, of course, it's difficult. I mean, it's not the first time isolation has been a part of the group. I mean, you look at the people that have gone to Australia, they did 14 days. There's been isolation processes previously all the way around the world. So it's not easy, and coupled with being in bubbles and the hard work that goes into staying away when you're back home, trying to look after your family and do all the right things to be able to make you available to come on tour, because all of the processes that we've had in place, all the tests came back negative, didn't they, before we flew. So yeah, I think it's just one of those freak things.
The team spirit, I guess, becomes key now, doesn't it? More than ever.
Absolutely, everyone's together. That's been a strength, hasn't it? The unity of the team, the strength of the team has been a real key, and has been a key throughout this whole period of COVID.
And how about you? How are you approaching this series from a personal point of view? Do you see it as a real opportunity to force your way back into the testing?
Look, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. It's as you say, an opportunity. It's something that I'm excited about. And yeah, that's how I'm looking at it. I do want to get back in the team. I've played a lot of cricket now, and yeah, of course, I want to be getting back into the test side. There's a lot of cricket coming up.
Do you feel like you got a point to prove?
I think that I've played now for a long period of time. So 70 tests I think I've played now, and people keep saying points to prove this, that and the other. To be honest with you, I think that I've answered a lot of questions in the past, and look, this is now a time for me to enjoy going into a test series and relish the opportunity.
And finally, from me, you've been moved around the order quite a lot in this test team. Have you any idea where you're going to slot in this time? There's been talk of you potentially opening.
I don't know, to be quite honest with you. Like you say, I've batted in different places over a period of time. So wherever it is that I do bat, if I do get the nod, then hopefully I'm well enough equipped to make the best of that opportunity.
Thank you.
Cheers, James. We'll go with John Etheridge and then Scott Taylor, TalkSport. Go ahead, John.
Hi, Jonny. I was going to ask you about your role in the team. Really, you've had quite a few roles, and from this distance, it looks like probably about number 3 actually, and that's where you made 100, of course, in Sri Lanka on the last tour. Would that position at 3 suit you?
Yeah, I don't see why not, John. That's like you said, the last time I played in Sri Lanka, I got 100 batting at 3. I think I've batted a few times at 3 and generally done all right there. So if that is the case, then look, bring it on. It's as I said, it's a great time to be playing cricket. Although we haven't got fans, we're very fortunate to be doing what we're doing, and yeah, to go out there and bat at 3, it'll be great. It'll be it's in some ways it'll be a great opportunity, and there's no better place to go out and score runs.
And it's just over a year since you last played Test cricket, Jonny. Has that been a frustrating period not being involved in the Red Bull side for the last year or so?
I don't think there's anyone that's been involved in all three squads consistently. To be honest, we've experienced COVID and bubbles and bubble life. I think that's been part and parcel of it, and I'm sure that people have had opportunities to reflect on the importance of things going on back home, and understanding that people are spending a lot of time away from loved ones in bubbles, like I mentioned. So I don't think you can be frustrated and whatever with everything that's going on currently within the world. I think that we've got to focus on the here and now, and realise that we're lucky to be able to be doing our jobs currently.
So I'll just ask one more. You put up a little thing on your Instagram story the other day of what appeared to be doing exercises using, I think it was the table on your balcony by the looks of things. Was that a case of a bit of fun, or was it really genuinely a case of making the best of a situation and lifting and exercising with whatever you happen to find in your room? Yeah,
well, when you're in a room for 3 or 4 days, you've got to try and make the best use of it. Unfortunately, there's no dumbbells or anything, and if there was, then there needs to be 45 sets of dumbbells to go around the whole group. So utilizing different things around your room, utilizing different exercises to keep you ready to go with the day that you get out, because once you're out, then you're training that day, really. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your home workout, to be honest, as well, John.
I've just been out for 2.5 hour bike ride in -4 degrees, mate, so don't worry about
that. Okay, John.
Braver man than me.
Yes, thanks.
Thanks for that, John. We'll move on. Scott, please, from TalkSport.
Hey, Jonny. You're returning to a place where obviously you were successful with that Test 100 in 2018. Does that bring you confidence, despite not playing a Test match yet, that you know that you can perform in these conditions?
Yeah, I mean, it does, and also having spent six to 8 weeks out in the IPL just recently, I know it's a different format, but being over there and playing spin, facing obviously the likes of Nabi and Rashid Khan that we've got with Sunrisers, along with the Indian spinners that we have there too, is something that's great, to be honest with you. So coming back over to the conditions, we haven't got a long run in, so calling upon those experiences that you've got previous, whether that be when we went to Bangladesh, whether that be when we went and played in India in the couple of tours. Yeah, they all come into it, and we're also well aware that when we go up to Gaul, there's 2 Test matches within a couple of weeks at the same ground. So potentially the pitch may change from the first Test pitch to the second Test pitch. We also are not too sure as to what their squad's going to be. I think that they had a fair few injuries over in South Africa just recently. So there's still a lot of things up in the air from that side of things. But the experience definitely helps, I believe, from a mental side of things, especially with the shorter running.
You mentioned Sri Lanka there, just back off their 2 Test series with South Africa. Obviously, they were well beaten in both, but you mentioned the injuries, and it's important not to underestimate a wounded animal as such.
Absolutely not. We know how good Sri Lanka are, especially in their home conditions. And if you do that, then generally you get bitten, don't you? So, us focusing on our process, our way in which we want to go about playing our cricket, they'll put 11 guys out there that are the strongest 11. Look, there's been times when we've had injuries and people have come in, and that's an opportunity for someone to step up, isn't it? So, look, it's something that you underestimate people at your own peril.
And you mentioned earlier you played 70 Tests for England. Now, when you look at the Test calendar and the T20 World Cup coming up in 2021, is it a case of just enjoying the prospect of what's to come this year, because so little players have that opportunity to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you mentioned, there's a lot of Test cricket, there's a lot of 2020 cricket, there's a lot of English cricket that is going ahead. So looking forward, it is an exciting year to be a part of. We've also got even beyond that, you look at the T20 World Cup, then you've got the Ashes, and there's another World Cup the following year and the following year on that. I mean, there's so much cricket that's coming up. There's so much exciting cricket that's coming up, and you want to be a part of it.
And is it hard not to get excited about the World Cup, about the home tour of India again, about going to India as such, or is it just a case of focusing on the 2 tests here in Galle?
I think first and foremost you focus on the 2 tests here in Galle. Naturally, we've seen how quickly the world's changed, haven't we? With COVID, so COVID is obviously around and everything. So hopefully it's all under control per se, and the right things are in place for us to go to India, which I'm sure that they will be. And then, as you say, India come to England next summer, which, as I'm sure you'll have been watching the series in Australia, it's been a tasty series to be watching, hasn't it?
It has indeed. Cheers, Jonny.
Okay, we'll go with Lawrence, and then Nick from Reuters, and then Dean Wilson.
Hi, Jonny. You talk about the fixture list there, 17 tests probably this year, World T20, various white ball games. I imagine there is excitement, but are there any concerns about sort of player exhaustion or burnout? I mean, not just for you, but for the whole squad, really.
I think that's a really good question. I think that I'm not sure it's worry. I think that being open to different bits is very important, because like you say, if we are potentially in bubbles, and there's guys that have got families, there's guys that have got loved ones that will want to see their parents at some point if they haven't seen them, potentially over Christmas, over the New Year period. Hopefully when the vaccine starts getting deployed, it'll obviously make things slightly easier, but bubble life's not easy. So if you're looking at potentially 19 tests, 17, 19 tests within the year, straight away you're looking at 17 weeks of the year, just for the preparation and the games. So even before you look at any lead times into it, you're looking at potentially 4 or 5 months straight away, aren't you? So that'll be tricky for people to manage at times, but we're very lucky that there's a lot of experience around the group with obviously the guys that have played a lot, and there's also people and support that are in place to help people get through.
Thank you.
Okay, Nick, and then Dean.
Jonny, I just wanted to get your opinion on the addition of Jacques Kallis as a batting consultant for this tour, and just what conversations you might like to have with him. Absolutely
brilliant. I don't think I need to say anything more on that one. I think it's a fantastic addition. Someone of Jacques' calibre, the things that he's done within the game, in my eyes, is the best all-rounder that there's ever been. Someone that batted at the top of the order, caught absolute flies at slip, and got so many wickets as well. There's so many different aspects that you could speak to him about, and I'm really intrigued to spend more time with him, and just kind of gauge and understand the process in which he went about it, because to string all three bits together so successfully over such a long period of time is a skill in itself. It's great to have Jacques around, and really looking forward to spending time with him and listening to what he has and working with him.
And just to clarify, Jack's still currently in isolation. He came in from South Africa on a commercial flight, and all being well, will join us for the first time tomorrow as part of the start of this 2-day game that we've got, just so you've got some clarification on that. We will move to Dean.
Yeah, hi, Jonny. Good to see you. I just wanted to ask you a little bit about your test ambitions. Obviously, you've played 70 matches so far, still plenty of gas left in the tank. But obviously, the vast majority of your cricket recently has been white ball cricket, and I just wondered whether you felt you've had the opportunity to work on anything that you kind of feel you need to for the red ball stuff, and whether or not you've had that kind of opportunity to get yourself as ready as you need to be for a potential return to Test cricket.
Look, I think that with everything that's been going on, it's been tricky because you've got a lot of white ball. The different bubbles that have been implemented, especially throughout the summer, and then there hasn't been a test since August. So nobody's really played any cricket. Any Test cricket, red ball cricket since then. So I've been able to do some work actually prior to the summer when we went to the Rose Bowl to do the red ball camp. So I did a lot of work there. But like you say, there's not been a lot of opportunity to play a lot of red ball cricket. People may look at that in a negative way. Ideally, yes, you'd be coming in off the back of more red ball cricket, but I'm sure that most of the lads here would also like to be coming in off the back of playing some cricket. So it depends which way you want to look at it. I've been lucky enough to have been out in the middle and spending time in the middle playing cricket, which I think is a good thing within itself. And yeah, look, I'm looking at it in a positive way that I've been out there spending time in the middle, and playing cricket for the last 3 months, 4 months even, however long it's been.
And do you feel, having had that break from Test cricket, as you say, with so much experience behind you, that this sort of next phase of Test cricket, hopefully you can kind of put it all together and get back to some of those kind of highs that you had not too long ago, where you're scoring more runs than you knew what to do with? And do you feel like the next phase, can be just as bountiful?
Yeah, I think that I genuinely think that my game's in the best place it's been. I think that, and I'm sure that with you guys obviously seeing how I've played in white ball cricket over the last 3 years now, we'll have seen that move on. And obviously, there's been periods where I've wanted to work on different bits, and people have said that my technique's changed and everything like that. Look, that's fine, and techniques do change. They're ever evolving. But I think that the work in which that I've put in for my game, and the runs that I've got left, like you said, in the tank over the next 3, 4, 5, however many years it may be, is definitely something that I believe that I can be a huge contributor to English cricket in the Test arena. And like you said, I've proved it in the past. Having played, I think I'm less than 60 runs behind Matty Pryor's runs at this current moment, on pretty much exactly the same amount of innings. He averaged 40, I'm averaging 35. He had, I think it was something like 20 odd not outs, where I've only had 7. So if you actually do the numbers on it and everything, I'm still averaging and still scoring. It's just the not outs that are a bit different. So I'm content with where I am in my head at the moment. I'm excited, like you say, about what is to come with my red ball stuff, Dino, and that's a good place to be.
Absolutely. Go well.